So hello there, the name is Prince Chumanjimedu and I warmly welcome you back to BTA Studios. Yes, it's been a while and then in today's tutorial we'll be looking at how to design a musical concert flyer. Yes, in Adobe Photoshop. So without very much ado, let's get started. Okay, so before we do anything, I would like to say that this tutorial is actually for educational purpose. It's not any program that is happening live. So yeah, you just take notes and then you can check it to the description below. I have this pictures that I'll be using. Yeah, some of them I took a screenshot of them on Instagram, and then yeah, this is what we'll actually be using for the work. So yeah, let's get creative. So the very first thing we'd like to do here is to create a gradient overlay on this particular canvas here. So let's create a gradient on this okay, so let me pick this one here, and then I'm going to change the style to radar, and then I'm going to click OK. Okay, so the next thing I would like to bring is to drag and drop this image here, Control T for free transformation, and then we make sure we stretch it to cover the canvas here. Okay, so now with this we change the opacity to let's see. Okay, so I think this should do. Let's just keep it on 61. We will probably change it as time goes on. And then we create an empty layer on top of this. We pick our brush to make sure your brush, you're having a soft brush, the hardness should be on 0. And then what I'm going to do is to brush here a little bit. Okay, so now I don't like how this is actually coming down here, so we're going to mask this one here this way. Pick our brush tool, and then I'm going to brush down here this way. Okay, so we can just make adjustments to whatever that we are doing when we progress, and then we see it is not picking. Okay, so because I don't want the tabs to be clumsy here, I'm just going to close this because I'm done using it here. Okay, so now let's import our picture. So I'm going to bring um this picture here, and then let me just close it. Okay, okay, I'm going to drag this one to. Okay, I'm just importing them. I'll actually do the arrangements later. Yeah, so we are having these three images. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the guy in the middle. We're going to put Fancy in the middle, and then we'll have these two people being at his back. So Control T for free transformation, and then let's tilt him to the side a little bit. Let's right click, and then we flip horizontal. So I'll get something like this. Okay, so now let's reduce the size a little bit. Okay, and then let's come back to this. Let's do the same for this. Okay, so I'm actually going to flip here also onto the horizontal side, to the right hand side, sorry. With this I'm just going to maintain it where it is, but I just have to scale it down a little bit. Okay, okay, so let me just go ahead and then lock this two layers here. So let's scale this one down a little bit. Okay, okay, let me add a little bit of white to this. Okay, and then let me try increasing the how do we call it, the opacity for this particular one here. Okay, perfect. So now I just don't like how these downsides are all sharp. They all look sharp, so I'm just going to brush, pick the eraser tool, just make sure that hardness is on 0, and then I'm going to brush. So just make sure you brush it this way. Yeah, so you just make sure I brush this side, and then because the picture is going off somewhere here, I would have to brush it here this way too. Okay, so move on to this. I'm going to apply the same thing to it. Okay, and then I'm going to move on to enhancement and apply the same thing. Okay, so now if you should zoom in, you would see that um her dress is actually showing somewhere here because we started brushing off um Nancy. So what I'm going to do is to select this, reduce the brush size, and then I'm going to brush inside this way. Okay, so I'll do the same for this, and then I think this should do for me. This should do for me. Okay, so now moving on. Let's just pick a random name for this. So I'm going to pick Grace. Okay, so I'm just going to pick Grace for this. Okay, I'm just going to pick Grace. I think this is too big. Yeah, so I'll just have to reduce it, and then I'm going to pick Grace. Okay, what I'm going to do is to change the font. Let's see. Okay, so I think this will do. Okay, I'm going to leave the PSD file in the description, so you actually don't bother about it. Yeah, so Grace, probably, yeah, let's see. Okay, so let's make it a bit bold, and then we double click on the layer to open the layer style for us, and then we move to gradient overlay. So let's pick just this gradient, and then let's change it. Let's change the style of it. Okay, I'm still not convinced with this font. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think this is what I wanted. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay, so Grace. Let me work on the picture before we move on. So let me just hide this. Okay, so back to Nancy's picture. Control J to duplicate it, and then I move to filter. I choose other, and then I select a high pass. Okay, so let's say 2.3 is just okay. 2.3 is okay. Then I change the blending mode from normal to let's say vivid light. So I'm going to keep it on vivid light, and then I'm going to decrease the opacity a little bit. So now let's come here and then let's select curves. So now the curves works in three folds. We have the highlights, the middle tone, and then the shadows. So what we're going to do is to move the middle tone. Let's create a clipper mask so that it doesn't affect the whole work. So we're going to move this a little bit, and then we're going to move this a little bit. Okay, so now we come back here and then we select yeah, hue and saturation. Yeah, so we're going to increase our reds, and then we'll come to the master. Let's choose the red. Let's increase it a little bit, and then let's do the same for the yellow, and then we increase it a little bit. Okay, so at the end of the day, what I want to do is to just give it a form of texture. I just don't want the picture to stay raw like that, so I'm just going to repeat the same procedures for these two images here. So the same thing, Control J to duplicate. We move to filter because I've already used the high pass. I'll just select it here, and then I choose a vivid light, decrease the opacity, and then filter and move to curves. So we're going to create a clipping mask again. We're going to move this down a little bit. I think this should also come a little bit. Filter again, and then let's move to hue and saturation. So I'm increasing my reds. Again, we have to create a clipping mask, and then we increase our yellows a little bit. Yeah, okay. So for the last one, still the same process. Control J to duplicate. We add a high pass to it, and then vivid light. So let me just pause here and then just use this opportunity to welcome all those who are new here. Yeah, if you are new here, you are welcome to this channel. We actually do everything about Photoshop. Yes, just make sure you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, and then you turn on or you put us on post notification so that you get notified each and every time we post a video. Yeah, and then if you have been following our videos already, um yeah, with the old members, I just want you to say, yeah, I just want to say subscribe. Yeah, we have a lot of people watching, and then you guys don't subscribe, so please subscribe and then hit the like button. If you have any questions or any comments, you can just leave them in the comment section below. Yeah, so let's continue. Okay, so let's add the caps, and then let's tone this down a little bit. Let's tone this one here. Again, we have to create a clip and mask. Sure. And then we move to hue and saturation. We do the same. We put in the yellow, and then we do the same for it. Okay. So I'm still going to reduce this. Still going to reduce this. I think I have to reduce this a little bit. Okay. Sure. So I think this one is okay. So I think this is okay. So what I'm going to do is to select. Let me just lock this so that I don't select everything. So I'm going to select these three images, including um, whatever we did. I think I left one out. Let's see. So yeah, I'm supposed to end somewhere. So I'm just going to group everything and then name them images. I'm just going to name everything images, and then yeah, let's bring back the grays. Okay, so let's just say the title of the concept is grace, and then now let's add some information to it. I'm just not going to waste time on this. So yeah, now the style that I want to use for this, Photoshop doesn't really have that shape, so what I would like to do is to create my own custom shape. So I'm just going to create one here, and then I'll just be duplicating it as time goes on. So before I just add anything, let me just duplicate it now, because I'm going to need this at the end here. Okay, so let's come right click here, and then let's choose custom shapes. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to use this rectangle, sorry, this triangle. So assuming you open the custom shapes and then it doesn't appear this way, just click on this little setting icon here, and then you click on all, and it's going to show all this, and then you just have to locate this from this. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is to um oops, yeah, so I'm just going to draw this here this way, and then I'm going to flip it, Control T for free transformation. I'm going to hold shift, and then I'll flip it this way. So I just make sure I add it somewhere here. Let's reduce the size. Yeah, so I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to merge everything. So you select, and then to merge you press Ctrl E to merge it. So yeah, I can't separate it anymore. So what we're going to do is to duplicate this again here, and then we bring it here, but I'll make sure this falls beneath this, and then the last one is going to be this. Yeah, so I think this should come last. So what we're going to do is to apply the same gradients to this. So I'll select this for the start, and then we double click on the layer here to open the layer style for us, and then we pick a gradient. So I'm just sticking with this particular gradient here, and then I'm going to leave the middle side to be white, and then I'm going to click on this, double click again to open the layer style for me, and then I'm going to apply the same gradients to it. So I'm just going to select gradient, and then it's going to apply for me. So I have this particular one here. Yeah, so let's try and then shift everything up here this way. Okay, so I'm just going to add a date, the time, and then the location. That is all. Okay, so as I said, this is not an actual program that is going to happen, so I'm just going to use some random dates for it. So okay, let me just choose let's just say Sunday. Yeah, with the fonts for this particular side, let's choose a Times New Roman. So Times New Roman, I think Times New Roman should do. So Sunday, yeah, and then let's just say Sunday was a fit. I don't know, I don't really remember, so let's just say it's a 5th. April. So let's just say excuse. So let's just say it was a Sunday, and then this is it. So I'm just going to choose a left align, and then let me just um yeah, let me just press Ctrl T, and then I'm going to size it to fit into this that shape that I've created here. So Sunday 5th April. So I'm not going to add any year to it. Yeah, to just make everything simple, I'm not going to add any year to it. So I duplicate the same thing here, and then I change the color from white to black. Yeah, let me pick a black, and then let's just pick a time for it. So let's just say 5:30. Okay, so 5:30 to 10 o'clock. Yeah. Okay. So I'm still not going to add the PM and then the other things to it. So let's say GMT. Yeah, I think it's Ghana man time also. I don't even know. Yeah, so 5:30 to 10 o'clock. Yeah, and then the last thing I'll add in is a location. So with the location, let me just pick a random location. Okay, so I'm just going to use the name of my church for the location. So what I'm going to do is the name of the church is quite it's a bit long. So what I'm going to do is to decrease the size for this. Yeah, so at Reverend Peter Kwe Dagadu Memorial Methodist Church. To Accra. Okay. So let me bring this one here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is to take out this, and then let me see if I can still scale it down a little bit. I just want it to fit into this particular section here. Yeah. Oops. I think I'm actually overdoing it. So let's see. Okay, so let me just undo this move here. Okay, so I think the name of the church is what is causing the problem here. So what I'm going to do is to just reduce the name. So I'm just going to do it RPK Dagadu. Okay, so at RPK Dagadu. Okay, so RPK Dagadu Memorial Methodist Church. I think that would do. Yeah, I think that would do. Let me stretch this up here a little bit. Yeah. I think this still should do. Okay. So I think the name of the church is quite small. Yeah, it's actually appearing small. Let's see. I'm not comfortable with that. Okay. So let me just take this side out, and then take this side out. Okay. So I think this should do. So let me try and then add some RSVP to it. Okay. So let's come back to this particular one here, and then let's draw a shape here. Okay, so I'm actually going to duplicate the same thing here this way. Control T, and then I'll just stretch it to actually end somewhere here. Okay, so now with this, let's see, let me change the color for this. I'm not comfortable with this, so let's see. Okay, I think this should do for this. And then for this one, let's pick something darker. Let's see. So I think this should do. I think this should do. Yeah. So now, I don't want to put anybody's um details or something there. So what should I do? What should I do? Okay. So let me first select a font for it. Yeah. Let me pick this one. Okay. So I'm just saying for all your works. Okay. Okay. So for all your works, I'm just going to leave it there like that. So if you want me to work on a project for you or something, you can just WhatsApp or call this particular number that I'll be putting here. Yeah. I just don't want to add anybody's number that you start calling and making inquiries about the program. So yeah, I'm just trying to save you some trouble. Okay, so let me just put my number there: 0544059297. Okay, and then let me just put a random number here. So let's say 0242222222. I don't even know if it is up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it is up to 10. Okay, so I'm going to put this one here this way. Okay. So now let's zoom out and then let's see what we have done so far. So I think the work is actually looking nice. So I just want to add one more thing to it. So let's come down here and then let's pick the text tool, and then I'm just going to type an S. I'm just going to type an S. Okay. So let me change the font for it. I'm just changing the font style, and then I'm going to make sure I make it really big. Yeah, it should be really big. So I'm just going to keep this one here this way. Let's see. I think I have to increase it again. Okay. So I'm going to keep this here this way, and then Control J to duplicate it, and then Control T. I right click and then I flip horizontal, and then I'm going to bring the same thing here. Yeah. I just want to add some a little bit styles to it. So I think this should do. I think this should do. Yeah. So I think I'm leaving something else here. This particular one here. So I'm just going to drag and then I'll drop it here. Now I want to give the work a form effect, so it looks like a plastic or something. Yeah, it looks like a rubber or something. So I just want to do this, and then I hit OK. So I changed the blending mode from normal to multiply. So when you zoom into the work, you could see it is actually giving you this texture. What I'll do is to try and then just leave it on 100% and then let me mask it. So now I don't want it to interfere in this particular area. As I said, I'll be leaving the PSD file in the description below. So if you get it and then you think you want it to come, you can just bring it back again. So I'm just wiping it off from this particular side here. Yeah. So yeah, I think I should be done. I should be done. I should be done. Yeah. Okay. So let me see one more thing that I have to add. One more thing that I have to add to it. Okay. So let me just put my logo somewhere. Let me just put the logo somewhere. Okay, so I'm just going to drag and drop the logo here. Okay. So I think I'm just going to drop this here. Yeah, I think this will be this way. Yeah. So this is where I'm ending it. As I said, you can check into the description below. You'll get the link to download the resource file and the PSD file itself. Yeah. So thank you for clicking on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done that. Make sure you put us on post notification. Make sure you like the video and then make sure you also share the video. Okay. So once again, the name is Prince Truman Medu. You can call me Kwame Photoshop and I'm out.
Elani kono.